everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear? Just let me know. Sorry for being late. Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible? Okay, great. Just give me 1 minute. I'll turn on my video. Just give me 1 minute. Be here. Till then, we'll wait for some all who all have joined. 10 people. I can see. Great to see you all. I'll try from next week going onwards to be regular. And I need to wrap this SQL as quickly as possible, right? Today is the 27th lecture. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be back. Let me turn on my camera and then we'll start from here. Here you go. Now, can you see me all? Right? I'm visible. Loud and clear. Only 11 people have joined. Do subscribe to my channel, those who are watching this video or those who will be watching this video further down the line, because many times my office gets over by 9:30. So I'll have very less time to come live. And so once you have enabled your notification, you will get the enable. Anand sir is going live in the next 1 hour. So it's a sincere request. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. I am trying my best to be regular here. Due to my office works and other stuffs, it becomes sometimes hectic, right? 9 o'clock, office gets over, and then within 1 hour to prepare and all this, it takes some time. So welcome back again to Analytics with Anand. So this is the lecture number 27 of mastering your SQL concepts on the cloud environment, which is Snowflake. So far 26 videos have been discussed. I have created a playlist also of Snowflake where you can go and watch out all those videos, right? So this is the lecture number 27, where we'll be discussing about your CTE, common table expression, one of the most important concepts which you will be using after joins, which comes into the picture is your CTE. Anytime, whenever you are working as a data analyst, SQLs, window functions, joins, and CTE, these are your regular day-to-day job, right? You'll be writing enough lines of codes which will involve multiple columns and joins and CTE and window function. These are the 3 hot burning topic or hot 3 favorite areas which, being as a data analyst, you need to work on. Once you joins, first you need to master the concept of joins, then you need to master the concept of window function. Third, which is the most important concept, is your CTE and subquery. Now, subquery already have discussed in the lecture number 25, I guess. Okay, part 1. So this is the part 2 where I will be discussing your common table expression. I'll also show you when and where you will be using CTE, when and where you will be using the subquery. Okay, these are the 2 important aspects. You can use the subquery also and you can use the CTE also. But where and how, where will the subquery will have an advantage and where the CTE will have an advantage. Both goes hand in hand. Okay, both CTE and subquery goes hand in hand. Okay, yeah. So let me share my screen quickly. 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Share screen. And here you go. Yeah. Subquery versus CTE. So this was the lecture number 25, where I have discussed the subquery, and in this video I'll be talking about all about common table expression. Now, what is the beauty of this subquery and CTE, and when, in what business scenario you will be using it? So basically, when you want to feed the result of inner table inside the outer query, I'll use the word query rather than table. When you want to feed the result of inner query inside the outer query, then in that case your subquery or CTE comes into picture. When multiple where clause are there, for example, right? When multiple conditions are given, when you are choosing different domain, say different department, and you want to feed the data on top of that, you need to put your own analysis. Then in that case, your subquery and CTE play a huge role. Now, in what case subquery and CTE you will use, I'll talk about this later. This already I have discussed. I'm just doing a recap. So it's a query inside another query, subquery, right? It's a form or where clause which is used to provide data that will use to limit or compare, evaluate the data returned by the containing query, like a if-else ladder. Everyone is aware of the if-else ladder, right? So same way it does. I have already discussed in my video number 24. Go and watch that. Already in the link I have given that. So I'm not going into these details. You already know the syntax and all, right? We already know the syntax, and we have seen this, all the type of subqueries, unrelated queries and all. This is not the agenda for today. Agenda is CTE, and then I will wrap up. I'm just giving you a background agenda, like what I have covered, right? So that you have a very idea, correct? Like these are all the queries we have seen, where we need the data from one table and feeding it to the outer table query. Okay, and I've discussed also about the correlated, non-correlated subquery. So all these things have been discussed in great detail in my subquery video section of video number 24. Annual wage where less than I'm selecting, right? So all those things I have clearly talked about, right? So go through this video, watch it, right? And what are the type of subquery which is supported by Snowflake, right? So all this I have discussed in great detail in lecture number 24. Today, I will start with my CTE, and I'll show you the real use case, how with different examples, you can run CTE or subquery where it will be helpful. Okay. So this, go through this slide. Now comes to your CTE, common table expression. So what is this common table expression? So it's a query which you will create using a with statement. This is the most important thing. You will create a query created using a with statement, right? So it is simply like an output of a table. Output of a table, you are feeding it to the another table. Output of a table or output of a query, you are feeding it to the another query. Output of that query, where you will be storing, you will say, I'll pass the output of a query as a subquery. Yes, you can do that. Or you can create as a temporary table, just like a subquery, What is the beauty of CTE? It only exists during the execution of that query. Once that query runs over, CTE is gone. Then why do we use CTE? Because CTEs are really very effective. Consider about Swiggy database. Consider about Zomato, where the number of transactions are happening like millions and trillions in a day, right? Or in a month or in a year. When you will be working with like big data, for example, you have 10 million records, 20 million records, 1 TB of records, 27 TB of records, terabytes. The highest data so far which I have worked in my previous companies, 27 TB. 27 TB of rows I'm talking about. That much data I have worked on. So in that case, suppose there's any business problem and you want to go ahead with the subquery or CTE, then in that case, you should go with the CTE, because CTEs are really fast and really optimized. I will show you the same query I will write as a CTE, same query I will write as a subquery, and you will see the difference in the time. If your subquery is taking 66 milliseconds, your CTE will take 22 milliseconds. It is that much fast and that much of efficient. I will show you in the real when we'll be covering it in the Snowflake lab session. Okay, Snowflake lab session. Common table expression is a query created using a with statement. We can simply use it as an output as a temporary table, just like a subquery. It only exists during the execution of that query. For the time being, for which your query is being running, for that particular time only, it will get executed. Okay, it will get executed. Let's see. The CTE defines the temporary view name. It's like a temporary. Temporary means what? For the time being, it will be there. An optional list of column name and a query expression. Syntax here is very important. Syntax here is very, very important. How do we write it? We'll see. How do we write it? We'll see. CTE increases modularity and simplify maintenance. Yeah, it is called code optimization. The concepts which we talk about, code optimization. Your code should be highly optimized. Why we should go for the CTE? Why not with the subquery? Guys, because if you are operating on 27 TB of records, right? And if you have written your query, same query you have written as a subquery, same query you have written as a CTE, your subquery, if it is taking 8 minutes or 12 minutes or 10 minutes, every minute Snowflake charges you the credit, right? How much does Snowflake charges credit you for the standard edition? Quick. How many of you remember? How much does Snowflake charges you per hour in the standard edition? How much? Quick. I need in the comment. How much Snowflake charges you for the query which you are running per hour in Snowflake environment? Suppose your query is running for 1 hour in the standard edition. How much the Snowflake gonna charge? Snowflake gonna charge you $3.3. $3.3, which amounts to 200 rupees. Roughly, I'm taking. So 200 rupees for 1 hour, right? 200 rupees for 1 hour. So you cannot run your query for such a long duration, right? Because in a day, you will be running multiple queries. So suppose you have written any code and you have written any subquery, which is taking you 1 hour. If you write the same code under CTE, it might take 20 minutes or it might take 4 minutes. Okay, sorry, 40 minutes. Getting my point? So CTE is highly modular, right? And it is super optimized to load it. Why? Because it's created temporary table. It's created temporary table. I'll show you the execution time also when I'll be running it, right? I'll be showing you. So CTE in the subquery handle. Subquery, guys, you can use it when the number of rows is very, very less, like 1,000, 2,000, 8,000. Then their subquery in CTE almost is the same. But if your number of records increases, where you'll be working, suppose you are working in Swiggy, suppose you are working in Netflix, Zomato data you are analyzing, or you're analyzing any transaction data, HDFC Bank, Western Union, or any big company, there your CTE will come handy. There your CTE will come handy. And it's a hot burning topic which is being asked in every interview. So there are two types of CTE. Talking about there are two types of CTE. Okay, there are two types of CTE. What are the two types of CTE? First one is your non-recursive CTE. Do you understand the meaning of the word recursive? When any code which is being executed one after the other, again and again and again, like your for loop, like your while loop, it is called recursive, right? Input, output data, you're again passing it to the input. Feedback system. You know the feedback system? Output you are getting, input you are passing, output you got, again output you are passing it to the input, again and again. So that is called recursive. So two types of CTE are there. One is the non-recursive and other is the recursive CTE. So non-recursive CTE are simple, where the CTE does not use any recursion or repeated processing in a subroutine. When there's no looping concepts coming to that, again and again, you don't have to execute. Why you have to execute? Right? It's totally dependent on the business problem, what exactly we are trying to achieve. So non-recursive CTE are simple, where the CTE does not use any recursion or repetitive processing in a subroutine. Okay, now recursive CTE is just the reverse of that, right? A recursive CTE that references itself, self-join, which I have taught you in the previous video, lecture number 26. A recursive CTE can join a table to itself as many times as necessary to process hierarchical data in the table. Everyone understand the meaning of hierarchical data, right? To process the hierarchical data in the table. So recursive CTE is a CTE that references itself. It can join a table to itself as many times as necessary to process hierarchical data in the table. We'll see in the lab how to do it. Don't worry. We can use recursive CTE on a hierarchical data that it executes continuously until it returns whole hierarchical data. Recursive CTE enables you to process hierarchical data such as parts explosion, component, subcomponent, or a management hierarchy, manager, employee, CEO, vice president. I report to my manager reports to senior manager reports to the director reports to the vice president reports to the again assistant vice president, senior vice president reports to again the what do you call that designation? I forgot that designation. Okay, and the senior director, and then senior director reports to the VP, senior VP reports to the CEO of the company. That's how the hierarchy is, right? Like junior data analyst will report to the data analyst. Data analyst will report to the senior data analyst. Senior data analyst will report to the lead data analyst. Lead data analyst will report to the manager. Manager will report to the senior manager. Senior manager will report to the director. Director will report to the assistant VP. Assistant VP will report to the VP. VP will report to the senior VP. Senior VP will report to the CEO. So this is the complete hierarchy. So that is called recursive CTE, one after the another. One after the another. Okay, in that case, your recursive CTE comes into play, into huge role. Okay, what is the syntax? Syntax is very, very important. Today, we'll be discussing mostly about the non-recursive. Recursive, you will never encounter in any of your data analyst job. I have not seen anywhere so far non-recursive CTE, right? Client has not asked me so far in my entire career. I have not seen. Maybe that might be a case for the recursive CTE, but so far I have not seen any time recursive CTE. Mostly we work on non-recursive CTE only. So what is the risk? So how the CTE will begin? CTE will begin with my with clause. With clause. So it starts with. Then you give the name. Then you give the name, my city, any name. Your name can also be. Give meaningful name. I keep talking about now. Your name should be meaningful. CTE column 1, CTE column 2. Column name also you can give. As. Then it will come as. What is as? Alias. Then it will come as. And the opening bracket. And the opening bracket. And then this is your query. Select column 1, column 2. From table name, and then you will close this bracket and end the CTE. So this is like a temporary view I have created. This is like a temporary view I have created. This is like a temporary view I have created. It's like a cloud I have created. Okay, which may rain or may not rain. Cloud I have created. Temporary view, right? What is this having? Column number 1, column number 2. Now, how do I run this? How do I get data from this? How do I get data from this? Let's see. How do I get data from this? Syntax is very, very important. Like I said, in window function and in CTE, you have to remember the syntax. Otherwise, you will do mistake in the interview. Okay. So syntax here is very, very important. So select whatever you want from CTE. And here you should place semicolon. Don't place semicolon here. Don't place semicolon here. No. You should place semicolon at the end. So this is the complete piece of the code. This is the complete piece of the code. End CTE and begin CTE. Right? This is the complete piece of code. So syntax is very, very important. Any CTE will start with clause, then my name, and then select start from CTE. Okay? That's how it goes. Enough example I'll give you. Don't worry. Wait for the example in the lab session. Let me teach the theory part first. Recursive CTE syntax. With recursive CTE name, as a recursive word will come into picture with recursive CTE name as, again, CTE query definition, anchor member, which is called, I'll talk about this, union all, this is the recursive CTE. Union all, what is the union all does? Union all will give you all the duplicates and union will give you the distinct records. So in union all, what I am doing it? Same query, same recursive member, CTE query definition. I told you recursive CTE works like a self-join. Recursive CTE works like a self-join. So syntax, you need to remember it. So this is the syntax of recursive CTE, and then you run select star from CTE name. Syntax you have to remember. This is the recursive CTE, which keeps on union all, union all. Union all means on the same table I am doing, even if I am having the duplicates, I will pick all those records. Okay, we'll see in the lab. Don't worry, we'll see in the lab. Okay, constructing a recursive CTE incorrectly can cause an infinite loop, and your Snowflake will keep on running, and client has to pay on, and you will get blasted by your manager, and it will be like a final warning for you. Whenever, guys, you are working on cloud, be it Snowflake, be it on AWS, or be it on Microsoft Azure, you need to be very, very careful. Very, very careful with the code. One wrong code and client has to incur a huge cost. So you need to be very, very careful with your code, right? Don't write your code such a way that it can go into the infinite loop. In these cases, query continues to run until the query succeeds. The query timeout exceeds the number of seconds specified by the statement timeout in second. You need to specify this. That's why whenever you're running on the Snowflake, there's a timeout which you need to set, right? If you know your code runs for 15 minutes, like every time I used to update the report, which used to take 2 hours for my query to run. So I have set the timeout after 2 hours because I know my monthly report will take 2 hours for it to run. So I will set accordingly, right? Or you cancel the query, right? So you should set the timeout in seconds. How much that query will take into picture. Okay. Example. Okay. So what I'm doing it here, I'm creating one table called employee. I'll create it in the Snowflake also. I'm creating one table called employee, which has title as varchar, which has employee ID as integer and manager ID is integer. Why I have given manager ID and employee ID? I have talked especially in the this my self-join class, right? Every employee cannot be a manager, but few of the employee can be a manager, right? One table, employee title is varchar, employee ID is integer, and manager ID is also as integer. I'm taking it into picture. Okay, then I'm inserting into the employee title, employee ID, manager ID values. So president, one, null. What does one mean? What does null means? President has no manager. What does null means? President has no manager. I have talked about already what in my self-join class. Next, vice president, engineering, 10, my employee ID is 10, and he reports to manager ID 1. Next, programmer, employee ID is 100, he reports to 10. He reports to the vice president. He reports to the vice president. Next, QA engineer, 101, he also reports to the vice president. Next, understand the data. Vice president HR, employee ID is 20, reports to president because president ID is 1. Can you understand the hierarchy, guys? Let me know in the comment section if you're understanding this data. Health insurance analyst, 200. Health insurance analyst reports to 20. So this reports to this vice president report to the president. This 2 QA engineer reports to vice president and programmer reports to vice president. Hierarchy of the data. Very, very simple to understand. Okay. Next, I'll share all this code. You know the process. I upload all this code in the GitHub. So don't worry. Let's see. With recursive manager, column list of the view. What I'm doing it? Indent, employee ID, manager ID, employee title. There is a sort key command. Sort key command you should refer on the Snowflake. I'm not going to discuss this. Just Google on Snowflake. What does sort key means? Why we have given here, right? As now common table expression. So this is the recursive one which I'm showing you. With recursive manager, this is the recursive manager. This is the name of the city. Column name I have given. As I have given. Now the common table expression, I will write it. Let's see what all is here. 1 second. Okay, bracket you need to specify. This is called, I will explain you what is anchor clause, what is common table expression. Select this as indent. I'm giving comma. Okay, I'm giving comma as indent, employee ID, manager ID, title as employee title, SKU of employee ID. Google this. By the time I explain this, I want all of you to Google this and tell me in the chat, what does this do? SKI. What does this do? SKI. SKI of employee ID. I have not taught you in any of my Snowflake classes. Just you need to Google it and tell me in the comment section what exactly it will do. Okay, what exactly it will do. So employee ID is key of employee ID. Then I'm talking about the recursive CTE. Okay, recursive CTE from employee where title equals to present. So what you are finding it here, nothing. What you are doing it, select this as indent. Indentation I'm giving space, employee ID, manager ID, title as employee title, key of employee ID from employee where title equals to president. So I'm filtering all the data as president. Indent space, 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 space. Indent I'm calling a space. Indent I'm calling a space. Space is there. Next. Union all. Union what I'm doing with? Recursive clause. This is called anchor clause. This is called recursive clause. I'll tell you what is anchor clause and recursive clause. Don't worry. I'll tell you. So recursive clause, select indent. Indent I'm giving as or symbol, pipe symbol, which we call this I'm giving as a symbol. Okay. And then this. Okay. Just indentation for the display purpose. For the display purpose. You'll see the output. I'll show you the output. Don't worry. I will show you the clear cut output. Employee, employee ID, employee.manager ID, employee.title, employee.title, sort key. I am doing concatenation. I'm doing concatenation. Sort key, key of employee.employee ID. I'll show you in the lab. Don't worry. From employee, join managers. Okay. On employee.manager ID, manager.employee ID. Self-join. Basically, I'm doing the self-join. Right. And then I'm selecting my manager ID, sort key, indent and employee title as employee. From this manager, I'm doing order by, I'm doing order by this. This is the indentation which I was talking about. Yeah. This is just for the display purpose. Okay. Just for the display purpose. Don't worry. Right. So employee ID 1, manager ID is null, sort key 001. You need to figure it out what is sort key. Okay. Vice President Engineering 10 reports to manager 1, 001, 010. It's a binary code. programmer 100, reports to the manager ID 10, right? Then this is the sort key. Google it. QA engineer 101 reports to 10, vice president HR 20 reports to 1, sort key is this, and health insurance analyst 220, sort key is this, right? So using recursive CTE, we have done this. Now let me explain you what do we understand by anchor class and this one. What do you mean by anchor class and what do you mean by recursive class? One second. I'll show you the completely from the Snowflake documentation so that you can understand it very, very easily. Here it is. Sorry. Here it is. Come. Let me show you. Okay. Always go with the Snowflake documentation. Always go with your Snowflake documentation. What does Snowflake says? So CTE is a named subquery defined in with clause. You can think of CTE as a temporary view for use in the statement that define the CTE. So it is just a temporary view. The result of the query expression is effectively a table. So what is the result of the CTE? It's basically you're getting a table. Each column of that table correspond to a column in the optional list of column name. So this is syntax I have already explained you. Syntax I already tell you. What does it say? Avoid choosing CTE name that match the name of table, views, or materialized view. If a query defines a CTE with a particular name, the CTE take precedence over table, etc. So give meaningful name. Give always meaningful name. Okay. Give always meaningful name. Okay. Now let's talk about here. I've told about you. What is this anchor clause? Anchor clause, which I've told you, the second one, before the union one, we have taken the manager, we have taken the employee, and after union all, we have taken the manager. So this is nothing but before the union all, whatever you are taking, that is called anchor clause. After the union all, which is you are taking, that is called the recursive clause. So anchor clause means it selects an initial row or set of rows that represent the top of the hierarchy. So employee was the top. Employee was the top. For example, if you are trying to display all the employees in a company, the anchor clause would select the president. The anchor clause would select the president of the company. Of course, anchor clause is the president of the company because he is at the hierarchy. Anchor clause is a select statement and can contain any supported SQL construct. Okay. And it cannot reference the CTE name. It cannot refer the CTE name. So that's why give meaningful definition of CTE. Next comes your recursive clause. So recursive clause selects the next layer of hierarchy. Employee was the first. Employee was the first. Next layer of hierarchy is your based on the previous layer. In the first iteration, the previous layer is the result set from the anchor clause. In subsequent iteration, previous layer is the most rated completion. Now you already have the president. After president will come the vice president. After vice president will come the senior manager. You are understanding the hierarchy, right? Hierarchy. So here the same hierarchy is finding. So the recursive clause is a select statement. However, the statement is restricted to projection, joins, and filter. In addition, following are not allowed in the statement. You cannot aggregate or window function. You cannot use in that recursive clause. You cannot have group by, you cannot have order by, you cannot have limit, or you cannot have distinct. That's why you cannot give union. That's why I have given union all. Okay. And here you can refer the CTE name. Here you can refer the CTE name. So let me show you the example. Let me show you the example. So what I'm doing it here, I'm creating an employee. I'm creating an employee manager. The one which I've showed you the PPT, same it is here. Employee I have inserted president, vice president, programmer, QA engineer, vice president, health join. Can everyone understand this? Already in my self join, I have made you understand. What I'm doing it, employee.title. I'm doing employee.title, employee.employee ID, managers.employee ID as manager ID, managers.title as manager title, from employee AS. Why guys I have used left outer join? Because not every employee is a manager. That's the beauty of left outer join. Clearly this has been discussed in my left outer join class, right? Why we have used left outer join? Why we have not used inner join? Because I want the list of all the employee, whether they are a manager or not, doesn't matter to me. If the person is not a manager, it will come null. That's the beauty of left outer join. As manager, where you're treating employee.manager equals to manager.employee ID. From employee, I'm picking the manager ID, and from manager, I'm picking the employee ID, right? So that linkage is formed only on one table, right? Only on one table I'm doing, correct? Right? Only on one table, self join, right? Order by manager.employee ID, nulls first. The first nulls I want employee.employee ID. I'm doing the order. So this is the output which I got using my self join. This is the output which I got using my self join. This everyone we know. Next, so ever query shows all the employee each manager employee appear near the manager in the report. However, the report does not visually show the, but where is the hierarchy, sir? You will say this is the self join. Where is the hierarchy? That code I have not executed. I will explain you. Report does not visually show the hierarchy. Can you make out the hierarchy from this, guys? No. But how would I know whom will reports to whom? I have to dig deep down, employee ID, manager ID. But where is the hierarchy? How will I find the hierarchy? Right? I'm not able to find the hierarchy. Without looking carefully at the data, you don't know how many levels are there in the organization, and you need to reach each row in order to see which employee are associated with a specific manager. Here, your recursive CTE comes into boom, right? Here, your recursive CTE plays a huge role, right? Now, a recursive CTE can display this hierarchical data as a sideways tree, Now, below example, I'll show you. Now, first, okay. The first uses indentation. Many of you were asking the indentation to show the different levels of hierarchy. Any indentation, I have used trace, I have used then pipe. To simplify this example, code does not produce the rows in a particular order. The second example uses indentation and shows each manager's employees immediately below their manager. Let's see this. This code is very, very simple. You understood? I am taking the CT. CT starts with a with. CT name is recursive manager. CT name is recursive manager. CT name is recursive manager. I'm choosing indent, employee ID, manager ID, employee title. Right? Where does indent came? Indent came from this. This is a subquery, guys. This is nothing but your subquery, but I'm using it as a CT. This is a subquery, but I'm using it as a CT. As is there, with is there. How do you know it's a CT with clause? With clause. So select this. I am taking as indent, employee ID, manager ID, title as employee title, from employee, title equals to president. Next, I'm giving the indentation as this, right? Indentation as this, correct? This indentation, I'm picking it here. Then these 3 dots I'm giving, employee.employee ID, employee.manager ID, employee.title, from employee, joins manager on employee.manager ID, on employee.manager ID equals to manager.manager ID, right? Which I'm doing here. Why? So you'll say, sir, how you have given the CTE name here? How you have given this as the CTE name? Because this is the recursive clause. Recursive clause, I can give the name of CTE. In recursive clause, I can give the name of CTE, which was mentioned clearly in the Snowflake documentation. But here I cannot name a CTE. Here I have need to give the table name. Here I need to give the table name. But here I can give the name of recursive CTE. Employees.manager ID equals to managers.employee ID. Once this is done, once this opening and closing bracket, you have done it. Don't give semicolon. Still your code is not over. Your code will always get over till here. This is one piece of code, guys. Don't forget. This is one piece of code. Line number 1 to 19 is your one piece of code. Line number 1 to 19 is your one piece of code. Now, line 2 contains the column name of the view CT. Clear? Line 2 contains the column name of the view CT. Line 4 to 6 contain the CT. Clearly, I have told you. Where is the CT? 4 to 6. CT is nothing but a subquery written inside a with clause. Subquery written inside a with clause. Next, line 6 to 8 contains the anchor clause of the CT. Very good. 6 to 8 anchor clause. What is the anchor clause? Anchor clause is the main table from which we are pulling the data. And recursive clause is the table, right? Recursive clause is the table from the CT. Table from the CT, right? Contain the main select that uses CT as a view. This select reference the CT name managers and the CT column, which is defined in table number 2. The select statement in the anchor clause is executed once and provide the set of rows from the top level of hierarchy. How nicely Snowflake has given this documentation, right? So this is what? Top level of the hierarchy. Your grandfather, then your parents, then if you are married, then you and your wife, then your children will come, right? So which will be at the top level? So the anchor clause will always be your top level of the hierarchy. If it is a company, it has to be a CEO. If it's a company, it has to be the CEO or president, right? Correct. And the select in the recursive clause can reference the CTE. How do you know that, sir? I'm referring it here. Join manager, I'm referring it here, right? You can think of the query as iterating, with each iteration building on the previous iteration query results. In the manager employee example, anchor clause emits the first row, which is the row that describes the company president. In the next iteration of the recursive clause finds all the rows whose manager is the company president, that it finds all the vice president. The third iteration finds all the employee whose manager is one of the vice president. Keep on it. Keep on going. Right? The statement does not want more iteration, looking for it, but not finding any employee whose managers are leaf level employee. That iteration produces 0 rows. Throughout this iteration, union all clause accumulate the result. The result of each iteration are added to the result of previous iteration. After the iteration complete, accumulation rows are made available to the main select clause. That's what we are seeing it here. Right? That's what we are seeing it here. Where does it went? That's what we are seeing it here. Let's execute this and see. Let's execute it and see. Okay, let's execute it and see. Now here it is. And you are getting it. Right? This is just for your so purpose. Hierarchy. Inside president, who are the people inside president? Vice president. Inside vice president, who are the reportee? Why we are using this 2 times, guys? Who can tell me? To bifurcate it. Because we cannot get the leaf diagram. No? We cannot get the leaf diagram. What is leaf diagram? Leaf diagram is this. Hierarchy. President, then this. Right? This is the leaf diagram, which you keep on getting. Hierarchy you might have seen. Right? That's why. Because to distinguish this. So this is for the vice president. Top level, this is like a grandfather. Then this is our parents. Programmer and QA engineer. Programmer and QA engineer reports to the vice president. Then vice president HR and health insurance analyst. Who reports to whom? It is very, very clear. Right? 10 reports to 1. 100 reports to 10. And this reports to 10. That's why 2 dashes I have given. That's why 2 dashes I have given. More the hierarchy, more the dashes will come. More the hierarchy, more the dashes will come. Okay, 20 reports to 1. Vice president reports to 1. So 2 dots. Right? See this. This and this. Clear, guys? Is it clear or not? Is the output is clear? Is the output clear? Right? Is the output clear? So the hierarchy, right? But you will never use this code as a data analyst. No. No one will ask you the hierarchy. There might be a scenario where a product hierarchy is wanted, where the product hierarchy is needed. Then in that case, you can use it. Just refer this as a master code. Keep this thing. Just refer this as a master code and you will get it. Just refer this as a master code. Okay. Whom all repeat. So these 2 dots represent 100 reports to 10, 200 reports to 20. Okay. This reports to vice president HR. Right. 20 reports to 10. And this reports to vice president. See this. This is how you bifurcate it. Okay. Indentation. We bifurcate using indentation. This is a very, very important documentation. I will put it in the chat list also so that you can go this. Right? So that you can go through this. And you will have the output accordingly. Okay. And you'll have the output accordingly. Clear? And you'll have the output accordingly. This is not I'm going to discuss in detail because hardly once in a blue moon you will be using it. 99% of the time you will be working on non-recursive CTE. You will be working on non-recursive CTE. Okay, 99% of the time you will be working on non-recursive CTE. Let me show you this also, recursive CTE, by executing it. Where is my Snowflake? Here it is. See, nothing I did. I created one database. Sorry, already it exists. Okay. Employee. I'm inserting the data. I have created this code. Whatever the code I shown you, I have created this, and then I'm running this. And here you have this, right? Null means there's no manager ID. Through this, you can bifurcate it because here you won't be able to create the diagram. Okay. So this code, you can keep it handy for your, I will rename it as recursive CTE. But today, the most important part, which I'm going to discuss, is your non-recursive CTE as a data analyst. Focus on this. Non-recursive. Okay. Non-recursive. Let's talk about a case study, guys. Let's talk about a case study. Okay. Let's talk about a case study to make things easier for you. Everyone can see my screen. Let's talk about a case study. Let me know if you can hear this case study foodie. Is it clear? Foodie? Can everyone see this? Give me yes. Is it clear? Right. Now, let's talk about a case study called Foodify. Okay, Foodify. So subscription-based business are super popular. We have OTT platform. We have Amazon Prime subscription. We have Netflix subscription. We have I have Z5 subscription, Hotstar subscription these days, right? So subscription-based business are super popular. And Danny, a person, realized that there was a large gap in the market. He wanted to create a new streaming service that only had food-related content, something like Netflix, but with only cooking shows, right? But with only cooking shows, like Shark Tank, which is being featured, right? MasterChef, which is being featured on Sony, live, right? So Danny finds a few smart friends to launch his new startup, Foodify, in 2020 and started selling monthly and annual subscription, giving their customers unlimited on-demand access to exclusive food videos from around the world, right? What exactly we are trying to do? So Danny wanted to give monthly and annual subscription to give their customers unlimited on-demand access to exclusive food videos from around the world. I think there is a channel on this. I forgot the channel name. There's a channel for food. What is that channel name, guys? I'm forgetting the channel name. There's a particular channel dedicated to this. Fox Life. One channel is there. I'm not talking about the app. I'm talking about one channel which is there. Fox Life or something is there, which I'm forgetting. They're all the travel videos you get to know. A guy is there who keeps on traveling around the world, right? So Danny created Foodify with a data-driven mindset, okay, and wanted to ensure all future investment decisions and new futures were decided using this data. This case study focuses on using subscription-style digital data to answer important business questions, right? To answer important business questions. Now, available data. Danny has shared the data design for Foodify and short description on each of the database table. Our case study focus only on 2 tables, but there will be challenging to create a new table for the Foodify team. Let's see what are the table. So this is the entity relationship diagram, right? So I'm having 2 table. I'm having 2 table. One calls the plans, and I'm having subscription. What is this, guys? 1 2 star means? 1 2 star means? What does 1 2 star means? What does 1 2 star means? One plan can have many subscription with one plan ID. Plan ID is the primary key here. Plan ID is the primary key here. Plan ID is the primary key here. So plans and subscriptions are 2 table. Plan ID, plan name and price. Plan ID monthly and all. And subscription customer ID, plan ID started. One plan can be consumed by multiple customers. That's why it is 1 2 star. 1 to many relationship. 1 to many relationship. In one of the videos, I'll also talk about the relationship. 1 to many relationship, right? So one plan can have multiple customers because one plan can be purchased by multiple customers, right? Correct. One plan can be purchased by multiple customer. Okay. Create left outer join. Yes, basically left outer join. Next. Chalo. Let's see this now. What are the data? What are the data? Table 1 plans. So customer can choose which plans to join Foodify when they first signed up. So basic plan customer have limited access and can only stream their videos and are only available monthly at $9.90. See, if you understand any concept with the case study, then it becomes very, very interesting, right? It becomes very, very interesting. Pro plan customers have no watch time limits and are available to download videos for offline viewing. Pro plan starts at $19.90 a month to $199 for an annual subscription. Same way that like your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Sony Live, all this. You have a monthly plan, you have a 3-month plan, you have a yearly plan. You might have seen this. If you go for a monthly plan, 99 rupees a month. If you go for a quarterly plan, 199 rupees a month. If you go for a yearly plan, 699 rupees a month. That's what this OTT platform does us, right? And if you go for an ultra 4K videos, you can log in with four devices. You can log in with 2 devices, and they have the different cost. Right? The customer can sign up for an initial 7-day free trial and will automatically continue with the pro monthly subscription plan unless they cancel, downgrade to basic or upgrade to an annual pro plan at any point during the trial. When customer cancel their Foodify service, they will have a churned plan record with a null price, but their plan will continue until the end of the billing period. This point is very, very important, guys. Did you understand this? Suppose I have taken a purchase plan, but I'm canceling in the mid of the plan. 3-month plan I have taken, but I want to cancel off after 2 months only. So they will have a churn rate. They will have a churned plan record with a null price. So the price column will have a null, but their plan will continue. But their plan will continue until the end of the billing period. That's the billing cycle which I have. Right? That's the billing cycle. Next comes the subscription. Customer subscription shows the exact date when their specific plan ID starts. Start date, end date. If customer downgrade from a pro plan or cancel their subscription, the higher plan will remain in place until the period is over. The start date in the subscription table will reflect the date that the actual plan changes. This is the start date, right? We have the start date. So that will reflect. Okay, that will reflect. When customer upgrade their account for a basic plan to a pro or annual pro plan, the higher plan will take effect straight away. It happens, right? Zomato, Swiggy, it happens. Swiggy 1, Zomato 1, all this, Zomato Gold. Right? Suppose I have purchased a plan for a monthly. I want to upgrade to yearly. I can do that. No, I can do that. Many times my internet gets over, mobile internet, Airtel. So I upgrade the internet, 5 GB I have taken, or 20 GB, suppose I have taken for a day, like 1.5 GB, 2 GB per day we have. Suppose that I have exhausted. So if I purchase the 5 GB, will my plan will get exhausted? No. It will say this 5 GB will remain till your current plan, till your current plan. So same way here. So when customer churn, they will keep their access until the end of their current billing period. But the start date will be technically the day they decided to cancel their service. Let's talk about it. Understood the business problem? Everyone understood the business problem? Clear? Two table only I'm taking. Right? Only two table I'm taking. First, the plan. So plan ID will be integer. Plan name will be varchar. Price I'm taking decimal with 5 digit and 2 decimal places. Okay? Table plan. Next time plan ID, plan name, and price. So these are all the details, right? Which I'm having it. Correct? Then I'm having the subscription table. Integer, I'm taking customer ID. Plan ID as integer and start date as date. Okay. Then I'm inserting into subscription. Some 2000 values, guys, I have inserted for you. Some 2000 values I have inserted for you. Let me take you straight in the lab. I'm discussing non-recursive CTE. So hold on your breath. This is very, very important concept. I'll show you the real use case why you should not use the subquery. Just wait till then. Okay. Let's come here. Let's come here. Okay. So, create or replace database. I'm creating one database, foodify. Right? Database created. Then I'm having the plans table. Okay. Done. Then I'm inserting into the plans. Right? Insert trial. What are the plan, guys? 0 is the plan ID for the trial. Basic monthly, pro annual, and the churn. Churn means customer has existed. Okay. And I'm giving the price as null. I'm giving the price as null. Simple data and very easy to understand. You can also check, select star from this. If I run, select star from plans. Okay. Select star from plans. This is how you should practice by using real business use case. Then you will understand it properly. Okay. Everyone is clear with this? Trial, basic monthly, pro annual, and churn. Remember the plan ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now subscription. Let's talk about the subscription. Every subscription will have customer ID, plan ID. I'm not creating primary key. The reason I'm not creating primary key because Snowflake doesn't enforce the primary key. That's why I have not created. But you should create the primary key. Now I'm inserting into the subscription. Let's insert into the subscription. 2650 rows. Total how many rows I have? 2650. 2650. Chalo. 2650 I have. Now, let me go down. Chalo. Okay. How many customers had Foodify ever had? What is the code for this? Chalo. Before I start CTE, let me answer this. How many customers have Foodify ever had? So select, count, distinct customer ID. Why the word distinct? Because one customer can have multiple plans. Count distinct customer ID as unique customer from subscription. Let's see how many customers do we have. 1000 customers. How many customers do we have? 1000 customer. What is the monthly distribution of trial plan? Start date values for our data set. Right? What is the monthly distribution of trial plan? What is the monthly distribution of trial plan? So what I'm taking date part, month start date as month date. 2char I'm converting start date as month name, and I'm counting all the stars as trial subscription. From subscription S is the alias I have taken. Join plans P because subscription and plans I'm joining P. I'm joining inner join because monthly distribution I want. Right? On S.plan ID, equals to P.plan ID. I'm joining group by 1, 2, group by month date and month name, and order by month date. I'm doing it. Let's do this and check. January, how many total trial subscription? See how much analysis you are doing it. People say SQL is tough. No, learn SQL in this way. Make it exciting. Have the business scenario into the picture and then do the analysis. तो complete picture दिखेगा फिर. जनवरी में कितने लोग ट्रायल लिए? 88. फरवरी में कितने लोग लिए? 68. मार्च में 94. अप्रैल में 81. मई में 88. जून में 79. 89. 88. 87. Right? सबसे ज्यादा किसमें लिया गया? मार्च मंथ में. Right? March month people have taken a lot. Okay. Clear? तो ये ट्रायल सब्सक्रिप्शन का हो गया. Right? Trial subscription का हो गया. Next, March has the highest number of trial plans, where February has the lowest number of trial plans. February has the lower number of trial plans. ठीक है? हाँ. Next, what plan start date values occur after the year 2020 for our data sheet? क्या बोल रहा है ये? Show the breakdown by counts of event for each plan name. तो हमने क्या किया? फिर से simple plan ID लिया, plan name नहीं लिया, select count star as event, from subscription लिया, plan लिया, फिर बोलोगे sir you need to join it. Just I'm doing inner join. Just an engineer. But कब से? 1 जनवरी 2021 से 1 जनवरी 2021 से मैंने कितना प्लान लिया उसका काउंट चाहिए मेरे को। लेट्स सी, बेसिक मंथली कितना है 8, राइट। चर्न कितने हैं 71। ओ माय गॉड, चर्न कितना रेट है दी? चर्न रेट इज टू हाई फॉर दिस। प्रो एनुअल इज 63, प्रो मंथली is 60 and basic monthly is 8, right? Annual people are taking 63 but churn rate is very high, 71. Okay, what is the customer count and percentage of customer who have churned rounded out to one decimal place? Simple, round function is there, 100 into count, and I'm converting into numeric, divided by select counts distinct customer ID from subscription one as churn percentage. How do you calculate the churn? How do you calculate churn? Total divided by that customer count. Total divided by that customer count. Again, you need to join. Again, you need to join. Plan ID 4, why I have given churn I need. Why, guys, I have given plan ID 4? Churn I need. Make sure I'm not discussing CTE. I will discuss CTE after this basic. Now you will see the real magic. These are the basic analysis I am doing on my business model, right? Business scenario. So churn count is 3, not 7. And what is the churn percentage? 30%. Why 30.7? 307 divided by 1000. We know total customer was 1000. Total customer was 1000. So that's why. Next, there are 300 customers who churned, which is 30.7%. Oh my God, this is not good. This is not really not good. How many customers have churned straight after their initial free trial? Straight after the initial free trial. Yes. Here, your CTE will come into picture. Here, your CTE will come into picture, right? Here, your CTE will come into picture, right? Find ranking of plans by customer and plan type. We need to find the rank. So with ranking, I'm creating a column called ranking. Sorry, I'm creating a CTE, common table expression, just a temporary table of CTE called ranking. What I'm taking? Customer ID, plan name, row number I'm taking. I have already talked to you row number over what? For every customer, I'm deciding which plan they have taken. As plan rank, I'm ranking the plan. From 0 to 4. For every customer, partitioning by customer ID, order by plan ID as plan rank, from subscription. Again, I am joining on plan ID. Okay, I'm joining on plan ID. Now let's see, and then I'm doing select count star from this CTE, where plan ID equals to 4 and plan rank equals to 2. Why? Filter to churn plan, filter to rank 2 as customer who churned immediately after trial have churn plan ranked as 2. What will be the churn plan? What will be the churn rank after the customer has rank 1? I will add this SQL sheet. Forget about this. Wait. चलो इसको हटा देते हैं अभी. For the timing, let's remove this and let's see here कि क्या आता है. Where is the syntax error? Where I have done syntax error? From subscription S dot plan ID. Unexpected S. Wait. From subscription S. Okay. Why it is not reading? Join plans. Oh, sorry. Space nahi tha. ठीक है. Sorry, I've not given space. Because of space it has taken. Now it will come. See this, guys. Churn count, churn percent is 31. But this is for the plan ID 4. This is for the plan ID. ये भी हटा दो. चलो इसको भी हटा देते हैं पहले. $2650 for total churn percentage 260 because it is for the total. अब हम क्या लेंगे? अब हम लेंगे plan ID 4 क्योंकि churn का plan क्या था 4 और ranking क्या होगा 2. What will be my rank? Rank will be 2 because I want to rank 2 as customer who churned immediately. Sorry, who churned immediately, right? Because rank change होगा ना? How it will? Rank will change. Sorry, my bad. Rank will change. Right? So this is the beauty of CTE. I have taken a temporary table called ranking and I'm telling everything from here. Suppose same query, how much time does it took? 1.41 second. 1.41 second. Can I write the same code as a subquery? Let's rank the same code as a subquery. Using subquery, can we see this? Can we see this using subquery? Let's see this. So how many customers we have got here? 92 customers have got and churn percentage is 19. 92 customers churned straight after the annual free trial, which is 9% of the entire customer base. 9% of the entire customer base. Okay, 9% of the entire customer base. Let me show you this. Same code using without CTE. How much time does it take using subquery? Let me zoom out a bit. So what I'll do, select count star. How you'll write without subquery? How you'll write without subquery? From. And inside you will pass it. Okay. And inside you will pass it. From this thing. Okay. Till here. Now you see. From. Select, I missed it. Same code I am writing using subquery. Same code I am writing using. Okay. Same code I'm writing using subquery and same code I'm writing is. Okay. Let me write select count star. Okay. See how many subquery I have used. Can you see this? $92 and 9. Guys, 580 millisecond. Okay. 580 millisecond with subquery. Okay. Let me run again. 1 second. Because Snowflake takes this one. Snowflake creates a backup, right? 3 copy it creates. Let me run again. Same query I will run again using CTE and same query I will run again using this one. What do you say? Using subquery. Now you can see the time difference. You will see the time difference. Just hold on. You will see the time difference. Okay. You will see the time difference. Just note on the time difference. How much time it is creating. Okay. First I'm running using CTE. First I'm running using CTE. Let's check how much time it is taking. Using CTE, let's note on the time. 522 millisecond. 522 millisecond. 522 millisecond. No, it depends. Raj, it depends. Sometimes subquery is better, sometimes CTE. CTE and subquery goes hand in hand. 522 millisecond. Let's talk about the subquery now. Let's talk about the subquery now. This is completely subquery. How do you know subquery? There is no with clause here. There is no with clause here. Let's talk about the subquery now. 522 millisecond. Hold on of this time. With CTE, it was 522. Okay. CTE, it was 522. Now let's talk about using subquery. How much time does it take? 381. So here subquery is the winner. Okay. Here subquery is the winner. Many a times it might happen because data is less. That's why it matters. Guys, both goes hand in hand. There's very minute thin line difference. It's like a hairline fracture. It's like a hairline fracture. Here and there, it goes hand in hand. Right? When your data is very huge, I have told you clearly, when you have a record, when you have 10,000 records, 20,000 records, go with the subquery. But when you're operating on millions of records, trillions of records, go with CTE. Another example I'll show you. Just hold on. Another example I'll show you. For the time being, another example I'll show you. Just see this. Now, how many days on an average does it take for a customer to an annual plan from the day to join Foodie? What a nice analysis. How much time on an average does it take for a customer to switch from annual plan? Ho sakta hai na? Many times it has happened with me on Amazon and Prime. I have taken a 1 month plan. I said, hey, who will recharge every month? Let's take a complete year plan. Let's take a complete year plan. Right? Let's take a complete year plan. So with trial plan, I'm having this. Select customer ID, start date as trial plan. Plan ID is 0. I'm creating one CTE as trial plan. Can I create multiple CTE? Yes, I can create multiple CTE. So first CTE I'm creating for plan ID 0. What was plan ID 0, guys? My trial account. What was my plan ID 3? My annual plan. Now two different conditions. CTE is best here. I'm taking CTE. I'm taking CTE here, right? And then I'm finding it average days to upgrade. Round average annual date minus trial date. How did you take annual date? I'm taking this as annual date. I'm taking this as trial date. Trial date I'm picking from the trial plan. Trial date I'm picking for the trial plan. And annual date I'm picking from the annual plan. These are my two CTE. These are my two CTE, two temporary table, which I have created. Let's run this code and see the magic. Let's run this code and see the magic. Right? And I have joined this both. On tp.customer ID equals to ap.customer ID. Simple. Let's run this CTE and observe the time. Note down the time. 606 millisecond, guys. 606 millisecond. So on average, it takes 105 days. 105 days for a customer to switch from monthly to annually plan, right? Trial to monthly, trial to yearly, right? Whatever we have taken till. Trial plan to annual plan. How much average time duration? 105 days. 105 days. This is a very, very good analysis. I love this example of business analysis. Right now, same query I am writing using subquery. You see the difference. Here it is 606 millisecond. Here it is 606 millisecond. Let's see using subquery how much time does Snowflake takes. Same query I have written. Same query I have written. How do you write subquery? Entire this thing, you just pass as a subquery. Select customer ID as trial date from subscription D where plan date equals 0 as trial plan. Inner join. These two I'm joining, right? These two I'm joining. I've joined using inner join. Select this plan ID 3. So 0 and 3 as annual plan. And let's check this. 265 millisecond. Again here, Snowflake is the winner. Again here, which is winner? Again your subquery is the winner here. Right? Again your subquery is the winner here because it takes very less time. Right? It takes very less time, 265 millisecond. Getting my point? Right? Clear? Okay, so here subquery is the winner. So subquery and CTE goes hand in hand. Subquery and your CTEs go hand in hand. So make sure you are aware of this. CTE you will be using only when number of data is very huge. Then CTE will work like a magic. The number which you are seeing here, 265 millisecond and 865. 265, 865. Again, if I run the same query, now it will pick from the cache. Now it will pick from the cache. It won't give that much of time. Now it will take 46 milliseconds. Why? Because it is picking from the cache. It is picking from a cache memory. And this will take 102 milliseconds. See this. You're seeing? So CTE is the winner here. It depends totally on the number of rows which you are working. Sometimes CTE comes into picture. Sometimes subquery comes into picture. See, and the real code which I wrote while working as EXL, I'll show you. How many, where did I use CTE? I know where I have used CTE. I have used subquery. I'll show you. You have used subquery. See this. I have used subquery. Again, you see this. I have used subquery. See, subquery I have used. Subquery I have used. Right? So many subquery I have used. Subquery I have used. Right? It depends, guys. There's no hard and fast rule. But if you are operating on multiple records, trillion record, if it is exceeding beyond million records, beyond 5 lakh, 4 lakh, use CTE, I would say. Both goes hand in hand. There's no hard and fast rule. Even if I use left join, it won't give me the picture. It give me the picture. But since Snowflake costs are associated with it, that's why. Since Snowflake costs are associated with it, that's why you should use CTE. Right? That's why you should use CTE. This complete example I'm not discussing because all are related to join. How many customers downgraded from a pro monthly to a basic monthly plan? Downgraded. Again CTE. Again CTE you will have used. Right? I am taking next plan CTE, select customer ID, plan ID, start date, lead the plan ID by one. Right? By one over partition by customer ID, plan ID is next plan from subscription. Again, this temporary table I have created and then I'm directing count start. Let's run this and see using CTE how much time does it take. Right? How much time does it take? 182 milliseconds. And downgraded is 0. There's no such customer. There's no such customer. 182 millisecond. 182 millisecond. Same way if I write it. Same if I write using subquery. Same if I write using subquery. Same if I write using subquery from next plan CTE. Remove this. Add it. Add the complete thing. Right? Same I can use. Let's write this. Class में भैया. Video. Yeah. Class में अच्छा ही ना. So select customer ID, plan date, lead over from subscription. Okay. Now let me run this. Let me run this and see. Okay. Let me run this and see. Using subquery, how much time it takes. 149. You saw? Guys, I'm showing you the real use case. Subquery, it took 189. Sorry, 149. And CTE, it took 182. almost same, right? Lead lag, Raj, I have already discussed. Watch out my window functions. What is lead and what is lag? I have already discussed in my window function class. So refer that video. You saw? So there is no, if in interview, if anyone asks you which is better, CT or subquery, answer them. It totally depends on the data and the business logic which we are performing, right? And the number of records which we are pulling into the picture. If I'm operating on very huge number of records, trillions, billions, millions of records, CT will play a huge role over there. CT will play a huge role over there. But if we are operating on very less record, almost subquery and CT, very minute difference will be there. They will be almost similar, right? Almost similar. But I would recommend use CT. Go with the CT. Okay? Go with the CT. Clear? Go with the CT. I will share this code with you all. You can practice this. Let me wrap up the PPT. You can practice this. Okay? So what are the advantage of using CT, guys? What are the advantage of using CT? Last, just 5-10 more minutes before we wrap up. It's a reusable. CT can be used multiple times in a query. Instead of declaring the query every time, you need to use it. You declare it once at the beginning, give it a meaningful name, and simply refer to the CT name in the subsequent query. That's all, right? It is reusable. Your code is more modular. What do you mean by modular? Your code is more modular. You can use it, right? Subquery, every time you need to type it. Huh? Subquery, every time you need to type it. But it is more remodeable, more usable, more readable, right? CT is declared at the top of the query, which is easier for user to interpret by following the query's logic from top to bottom as compared to the... Now you tell me which is easier for you to read. I want from you all, whether it is difficult to read this or is it easy to read this? CTs are easy, right? Which is easy to interpret? You tell me. Which is easy to interpret? Is it easy to interpret this or is it easy to interpret this? No, subqueries are really, really difficult to interpret. Subqueries are really, really difficult to interpret, right? Not everyone can interpret the subquery. Query inside query, query inside query, query inside the query, right? CT is the best in that case. Ranking, okay. If I'm a newbie, I have joined a company and said, okay, so sir has declared one ranking as a temporary table, which has customer ID, plan name, and plan ID. For every customer, it is ordering by plan. Which customer has taken the plan? Which customer has taken the plan? You can also run this and see, right? You can also run this and see which customer has taken which plan, right? See this 384, trial name 1, pro monthly and then churn. Oh my God, after monthly, this customer has vanished away. After this customer took trial account plan, then it went to the pro monthly, see, and then it went to the churn. After monthly, this customer didn't like it at all. Then customer number 650, trial. Okay, trial, tata, bye-bye. I'm not interested in Netflix. I'm not interested in Amazon Prime. I don't have time to watch it. Then this customer, 879, trial, basic monthly. Okay, this customer has gone basic monthly. Now, if you do such kind of analysis, data analysis, this will go to the data scientist team. They will build model. They can target the right discount code to these customers, to those customers who are leaving the app. What could be the reason? Why this customer from monthly he moved to the churn? Why did he discontinued it? So we can target such customer, right? That's the beauty of a data analyst job and data scientist job. Your end goal should always be, everyone, those who are watching video, work in the data scientist domain after 2 to 3 years. Then only you will see the recommendation engine. How does it work? How I can recommend? How you can increase the revenue? But first 2-3 years, develop yourself as a data analyst. CTE, window function, and your join. You need to master, guys. You are seeing how complex code I'm writing it. Joins are involved, CTE are involved, window functions are involved. If you can write such piece of code, the day you can write this piece of code without any help, assume you have become master in SQL. You need to master SQL anyhow. Whether you know Power BI, whether you know Python or not, doesn't matter. All it matters whether you know SQL or not. SQL is the heart, brain, blood, everything in data analyst. You need to master SQL. It's a very, very important concept. It's a very, very important concept, right? I've shown you the real use case. Real use case, I've shown you how CTE and subquery plays a huge role here. Breaking the query into smaller pieces using CTE with meaningful name also makes the entire query easily understandable, right? Easily understandable, right? Easily understandable. Getting my point? CTE can be, I have told you this already. This already have discussed. This already have discussed, right? Subquery advantage also have to use you. Subquery can be used in the where clause. Subquery can act as a column in the select clause. And subquery can be used with a correlated subquery, right? All these things have been discussed. Clear? So this was the overview of CTE. I will give you the code, go through it slowly, one by one, execute it in the Snowflake, and you can yourself analyze what exactly each code is doing, right? What exactly each code is doing. You can run a part of the code the way I have written. Suppose you're not understanding, run this part of code. Just run this part of code and see what exactly this is doing. What exactly this is doing, right? What exactly this is doing. Okay, you can run all this code till here. Okay, sorry. Run and see this, what exactly it is doing. You will see all the plan rank. That's the beautiful use of joins, window functions, right? Okay, so that's all about CT and window function. This I have covered. Now 90% of your SQL have been covered in this course of Snowflake. Master blastering SQL on Snowflake. I have done window function. I have done all the joins. I have done all the CTEs also have done. Subquery also have done. Next agenda will be the stored procedure. I'll discuss about stored procedure. How stored procedure you can effectively use in your data. CTE, guys, you need to master 3 things. You need to master joins, then window function, then CTE will come into picture. Right? This code is very, very important. I will give you. It will really help you in your interview. Really, it will help you. Case study I'll upload. Here is the GitHub link. I have already uploaded here. If you see this here, go to the Snowflake. Right? Go to the Snowflake. This is the lecture number 27. Right? Lecture number 27. Go to the lecture number 27. CT is there, and I have added. I have added that file. Here is your file, PDF. All the codes, everything is here. All the code and everything I have here. PDF file I have uploaded. The one which I was showing you. All the code, everything I have explained in great detail. Right? Just go through it, execute it, and you'll be able to understand all of this. Do the analysis. Okay? Is it clear? Right? And refer the Snowflake documentation also. I am here to show you the path. I'm here to show you the path. Okay? I'm here to show you the path. It is here. I'm here to show you the path. Next, you have to do your homework. Right? Next, you have to do your homework. Recursive CTE, non-recursive CTE. Just go through this. Read this union all, what exactly it is doing it. Check the infinite loop condition. Right? I'm leaving this as a homework for you all. This is a very, very good documentation which you can refer and you can understand easily. First iteration, what it is happening. Second iteration, what it is happening, and you can do it. Right? This link also is there. I'll add it in the description. Okay? Working with CT. Clear? Understood? Any doubt anywhere? Let me know before I wrap up. Right? PDF, I have uploaded it. PDF, I have uploaded it. Okay? PDF, I have uploaded it. All PDFs. Other lecture video also, if it is pending, 26 video, I have not. 22, 23, 27 is there. I think 24, 25, 26. I will upload that also. Okay? Refer this. Is it clear? So CT and when to use CT and when to use subquery, choice you have to make. If the data is very huge, go with CT. Right? Avoid if the data is very less, or you're picking any customer ID or any country you are picking, any unique column you're picking, go with the subquery. It goes hand in hand, guys. There's no hot and fast rule. I believe in this way. Right? When the number of records is used, when I'm operating on millions of records, then I will go with the CT. Definitely. Right? CT is the winner, I will say. Yes. Okay? Clear? Any doubt anywhere? Should I wrap up? Clear, right? Say yes, no. Right? And refer my all videos, video number 1 till 29. Till this video, if you go into the interview, you will be able to ace it. Everything I have discussed in great detail. Right? Till here, there will be an interview for you. Till video number 27. So those who are watching this video for the first time, start from the video number 1, go till today's video 27. You'll be able to master SQL. All the codes, everything I have given to you, until and unless you have come up to the video number 27. It's a sincere request. Don't practice from HackerRank. Don't practice from LeetCode. Don't practice from anywhere. Focus on the concepts, guys. Understand how things work. Refer the Snowflake documentation. Refer the code which I am sharing with you. More than sufficient. Once this 27 video is over, then you practice from LeetCode, then you practice from HackerRank or XYZ. Don't directly jump to the problem I've seen many folks that, okay, I have done SQL, I know the joins. One question if I'll ask me and they'll flat. No, work on the things, understand the concept, right? Understand the concept before attempting it to. Clear? It's a sincere advice to everyone, those who are watching this video. Okay, go through all the 27 number videos, practice whatever the data sets I'm meaning, just practice on that in Snowflake, execute the code, same code in Snowflake, execute the same code in your SQL, and then you do it, and things will be okay, right? Any doubt anywhere in this part of the video, comment it, right? Comment it then and there. All the code is there, link is there, I have discussed, just work on that part, right? CTE, you need to master. Give one entire day on CTE. Give one entire day on CTE. Yes. One entire day should go on CTE completely, no other topic. If you are discussing, when you will do CTE, when you have mastered joins, when you have mastered window function, then only CTE should come. Don't directly jump to CTE if you don't know Windows and if you don't know the SQLs, joins. This is especially to the newbie, those who are watching this video for the first time. Those who will be watching this video for the first time, it's a sincere request. Watch my videos of join, watch my videos of window function, then watch this CTE, then watch the subquery video. Then this should be your fourth video. First is the joins, next is the window function, next is your subquery, and this should be the fourth one. You can only understand this video, whatever I have taught the concept, if you have a crystal clear knowledge of joins, if you have a crystal clear of window function, and the first one. Okay, clear? Right? That's all from my side. I know class got stretched a lot, but I need to explain this concept. That's why. Okay? Just practice it, guys. And anytime in any video, if you're not, suppose you're watching video number 8, you didn't understand any concept, comment in the same video. Sir, I didn't understand. I will comment it then and there itself. Okay, this 27 video, trust me, I'm telling you from my experience, this 27 lecture video which I have posted on Snowflake, this is more than sufficient for you to crack any interview of SQL. That's my guarantee, open guarantee, which I'm telling you. Refer these 27 videos. You will ace the SQL interview like a cakewalk, like the way you cut the cake. But your concept has to be crystal clear. Right? If I throw you the business problem, you should be able to know, because you'll be thrown a business problem and then they'll ask you what you will use, which window function you'll use, why did you use row number, why did you use rank, why did you use rents rank, why did you use lead, why did you use lag, why did you use inner join. सब कुछ क्लिस्टर क्लियर होना चाहिए, एकदम दिमाग में पानी की तरह, कहीं कोई डाउट नहीं. क्यों लेफ्ट आउटर ज्वाइन यूज किए हम रिकर्सिव सीटी में? क्योंकि मैनेजर, बहुत सारे एम्प्लॉय मैनेजर नहीं हो सकते हैं, इसीलिए मुझे चाहिए डेटा उनका. क्लियर? Understand the things first before attempting to lead code HackerRank. In my entire life, neither I have written any code on HackerRank, neither I have attempted any code on lead code, neither I have practiced from anywhere. No, I don't rely on such things. My strategy is completely different. I worked on understanding things. मुझे पता है A plus B is equals to C. I will practice on A plus B equals to C only. How C has come into the picture. What is there in A, what is there in B, and how it is giving C. Right? Practice in that way. Work on the business scenario the way I have shown you. Right? कितना अच्छा फूडी का एग्जांपल लेके हमने किया एनालिसिस, राइट? Such way you need to practice join. Bike store example I have given you of self join. Practice that, guys. It's a clear cut. I am giving you a complete disclaimer. Watch all the 27 videos. Right? If you are not able to crack interview, you have my number on the screen. You call me and you tell me, sir, this question was asked in the interview. I was not able to answer it. There won't be a single question in the interview, I'm telling you from a 7 years experience, which will ask in the interview, which you won't be able to answer. Everything I've taught in great detail till 27 videos. Later on also more video will come. If any question comes out of this, you will be able to answer it. I have discussed completely in detail. Okay. So your 90% of SQL is done. Right? Clear? So practice in a very nice way. Understand the business problem. Understand what is the logic it is saying. Why did I use rank? Why did I use rents rank? Why did I use left outer join? Which SQL concept will come into the picture? Everything has to be crystal clear. Devote time. Many people I see, they do joins. Sir, joins एक दिन में हो गया. कैसे भाई? Joins को practice करने week लगते हैं, हफ्ता लगता है. To master joins, I have taken a month. क्योंकि दिखता ही नहीं है पिक्चर कि कैसे लेफ्ट में नल कैसे आ रहा है, कैसे मैचिंग हो रहा है इंटरनली. अंडरस्टैंड द इंटरनल इंप्लीमेंटेशन कैसे हो रहा है. 5 रिकॉर्ड्स टेक 10 रिकॉर्ड्स, 5 रिकॉर्ड्स, 1000 रिकॉर्ड्स, 1 मिलियन रिकॉर्ड पे देखो कि कैसे काम कर रहा है. तब चीजें दिखेंगी जाके, राइट? देन यू विल बी एबल टू राइट 800 लाइन्स ऑफ कोड, 1000 लाइन्स ऑफ कोड, ठीक है? सो वर्क ऑन योर स्किल्स, ठीक है? पॉलिश इट, ठीक है? पॉलिश करो खुद को। दैट्स ऑल। सो गुड नाइट, टेक केयर, आई विल सी यू on Monday. Mostly I'll come. Yes, Monday I'll come. I'll see you on Monday with a very, very new topic. Probably stored procedure हम देखेंगे वहां पे, ठीक है? Clear? Anyone have got any job through any of my video lecture series? I want to know. Okay, only 10 people are there. Those who will be watching later further down the line, I want to know from you all if you have got any job by referring Snowflake videos or anything, if it has been fruitful to you anywhere further down in the line in any of your interview. Do let me know in the comment section, and do subscribe to the channel. Take care of your health, study well, and then do well. A day will come when you land a successful career as a data analyst. I am there till you, till lifetime. अभी तो स्नोफ्लेक हुआ है, सीक्वल हुआ है, फिर पाइथन, पावर बीआई, टैबल्यू, क्यूलिक, एक्सेल, एडब्ल्यूएस, एज्योर, बहुत कुछ आएगा अब इस चैनल पे धीरे धीरे, ठीक है? आई एम नॉट स्टार्टिंग इन पैरेलली, बिकॉज वो खिचड़ी बन जाता है। पहले एक मॉड्यूल को उठाते हैं, उसको खत्म करते हैं, फिर दूसरा मॉड्यूल, मॉड्यूल बाय मॉड्यूल जाते हैं, ठीक है? प्लेलिस्ट में सारे वीडियो तुमको दिख जाएंगे, ऑलरेडी प्लेलिस्ट बना दिया मैंने, उसमें देख लेना, किसी को कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा। चलो, बाय बाय, गुड नाइट, टेक केयर।